everyone, I'm Mama J. Today I'm going to re-record. I'm not going to do the full video. I'm just going to kind of explain a little bit better how to color change with the magic knot to where you don't have ends to weave in with your piece. In the last video that I did, and I'll link it above so you can go back and watch that if you need further explanation. But I had some viewers say that the background was a little too dark. The yarn colors that I chose were too dark, so I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit, maybe try to explain it a little bit better and see if that helps. So let's get into color changing with the magic knot and not having any ends to weave in. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to mark right here where we've left off with the last stitch of this row. When you color change, because you're going to turn and you're going to chain one, you want this strand to be your new color. So where that new color needs to pick up is right here at the base of this stitch. So just pull it nice and tight so you don't have any slack. All right, so that's where we want our color change to occur. All right, so white is going to be our working yarn, and then we're going to bring in pink as our color change. All right, so I've taken this out a little bit just so we can see where our color change needs to end. With the magic knot, you're going to tie the pink around the white, and then you're going to tie the white around the pink. So the pink, which is our new color, needs to be the top knot, and our working yarn, which is the white, needs to be the bottom knot. That bottom knot needs to end right here at our dot, because that's where our color change needs to occur. So that's where the join of both of these knots need to end up, is right here. So we want to start by tying the pink around the white, and you're just going to tie a knot with that pink with the white yarn inside that knot. You can pull it down closer to here, but right now it doesn't matter, because when we pull them together, this knot will slide down to join the other one. Okay, so now we need to take our working yarn and tie another knot, but it needs to, again, end up where that color change needs to occur, because when we pull them together, this is where both knots need to be. I know I keep repeating that, but that's the important factor here that we need to keep in mind. So just keep working that knot, and you can go above the mark just a bit, but you don't want to go below it, because then you're going to have too much yarn. All right, see where our knot is right there at our dot? And then just pull it good and tight. All right, so you would think that when you pull these two that they're going to kind of meet in the middle, and that's where this can get a little confusing, but it's not. When you pull them, this pink knot is just going to slide right down to this knot. They're not, both of them aren't going to move, just that top knot is going to move. And there, see, now they're both joined right there at that dot. Then we can trim the extra. And don't trim your new color by mistake, and don't trim your working part that's still attached to your work. And there you have it. We've got a nice, secure magic knot. Now, one other thing that the viewers have commented on this is they're concerned that these are going to come apart. If you do have concerns about that, you can put just a little dab of fabric glue on that knot as you're working. It adds a few extra steps and a little bit of extra time, but I would much prefer to put that dab work this knot in than to go back in and weave in all these ends. If you're doing a 2-row color change, 2-row color change, that is a lot of strands to weave in. Or if you're doing a temperature blanket or something like that, that's a lot of ends that you're going to weave into that piece. So try this out. Practice a few times. Just get you 2 blank strands. They don't even have to be attached to anything. Put a mark on what you're calling your working yarn, and then try it. See if you can get it and work it right into the exact spot that that color change needs to occur. You turn your work, you do your chain for your new row, and just make sure that that knot is hidden within the next stitch that you do. All right, so I hope that makes a little bit more sense, and I hope you can go back and watch the other video. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll make sure that my email is listed in the description of the video, so you can reach out to me if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you. And with that, I thank you all for watching, and until next time, have a great day.